That's incredible.
Tonight, Desert Domination, addressing rumors, a proposition, and whether NASCAR returns to Auto Club or not. With Bell riding on hot momentum after his back-to-back victories at Atlanta and COTA, the field settles in the hot Arizona desert for a showdown near Rattlesnakes. Returning for this race was the option tire, faster but quicker to wear down than the standard tires. As Byron led the field to the green, only 5 laps would be complete until the first caution came out for Ledge. Then, in the ensuing restart, another accident would break out on lap 10 as Stenhouse Jr. goes around following contact with Custer and Gragson. The next restart would see Logano get a good jump to garner the lead. Maybe a little too good. NASCAR deems the restart unacceptable and Logano serves a pass-through penalty. While it is early in the going, Priest elects to use the option tire. Pitting from lap 33, he just rises and rises further up the leaderboard. Byron cruises to a Stage 1 victory, and in the following stage break, other drivers decide to go towards the option tire. Cindric, one of the drivers who chose the option tire, would take the lead from Byron on lap 89, but not long after, McDowell would suffer a flat right rear tire. This would set up a repeat of the lap 10 wreck.
Be a little bit better. Whoa, trouble in the back and 2 cars in the wall. Big wreck. They're still wrecking. Custer in the outside. Well, I think that was Herb's.
Keep rolling if you can. Keep rolling if you can.
Bell, who garnered the lead prior to the big accident, would remain in the lead. Logano, on the option tire, would garner the lead from Bell on lap 130, but as the green flag run went on, the tires began to wear off their advantage, and by lap 178, the tires had been worn down enough for Bell to retake the lead and win the second stage. Logano would take the lead from Bell as stage 3 got going, and as it unassumingly chugged along, Leg would once again be involved in an accident, ruining Suarez's top 10 run at the time. Bell once again got the lead as the race restarted. Priest made an appearance near the front again as he elected to use his second and final set of option tires to gain the lead with 77 to go. As the final round of pit stops began, Wallace would hit the wall to bring out the caution with 45 to go. His teammate, Reddick, would also find trouble, as a power steering issue took him out of contention for a win. Seeing how the option tire could last 30-something laps before it wore out, many teams would have used their last set of option tires for the remainder of the race, which pretty much effectively leveled out the field on the lead lap. Bell managed to get a good restart and scoot away with the lead, but Blaney's motor expires with 23 to go, erasing the lead he had built up. After managing to pull away with the lead again, with Hamlin close by, Gibbs wrecked with 8 to go, setting up a 2-lap dash to the finish. So far it's been Bell's race to lose, and by God he is riding hot. Can anybody stop him? Anyone? Hamlin takes the battle with him, and Larson looks on to take any opportunity he's got. If they mess up, he's right there. While the pack behind them battles for possible good finishes, they take the white. Bell and Hamlin wash up wide, and Larson has the door wide open. And who gets the exit to win the race?
Bell edges ahead and wins 3 in a row.
The Bell era has begun. I repeat, the Bell era has begun. It is here.
Christopher Bell wins the Shriners Children's 500 in nearly dominating fashion to make it 3 wins in a row. I mean, that's a good trade-off, I suppose, from wrecking out of the Daytona 500. Rumors have been spreading around that NASCAR may not go to Mexico City at all, but NASCAR has stated otherwise. From Kelly Crandall at Racer, NASCAR still has plans for the doubleheader weekend at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, despite the tensions between the US and Mexico. NASCAR will continue to monitor the situation and, should it be deemed necessary, activate its contingency plans for the event. There's a lot of things I could say about this, but I'm just going to leave you with this. While safety and stability are a concern, there's a good chance many plans are in place for the well-being of the drivers, crews, and many others. Many other leagues have been able to host events in Mexico with little or no issues. We'll just have to see how they play out if the time comes. In other news, Busch has urged NASCAR to change its rulings on right rear hooks after Cindric was let off with a $50,000 fine and 50 points docked from the championship standings. From Lydia Mee and Motorsport, Busch believes the penalty was given just because of Austin Cindric's last name, as his father is the president of Team Penske. He proposed a one-race suspension for any and all right rear hooks. On the other side, NASCAR's managing director of racing communications, Mike Ford, stated that all decisions regarding right rear hooks are decided on a case-by-case basis, seeing them as unique incidents rather than single, uniform incidents. He says that the decision may not be popular, but he believes they are trying to do the right thing. Well, when you take a look at these right rear hooks, yes, they kinda do seem to be uniform. You have Wallace's hook on Larson in Vegas in 22, and that was pretty dangerous because not only the speed, but the questions surrounding the safety of the next-gen car. Heck, Kurt Busch's career full-time practically came to an end because of an accident, and yet Larson got thrown into the wall after the car's safety wasn't questioned. Elliott's hook on Hamlin was practically the same, but at that point it was more of a matter of on-track etiquette. Safety was still a concern here because Hamlin just hit the wall hard with that impact, and drivers can't just rely on all the safety features all the time. Here though, the speeds were lower, Ty Dillon didn't hit anything, and the result didn't bring about a caution, so you kind of see what their reasoning was right here. But regardless, if the decision was right or wrong, there's always going to be some people dissatisfied. Lastly is a question that has continued to linger in the air. Will NASCAR ever return to Auto Club? Well, the end is still not clear in sight. Since 1997, NASCAR has been to Southern California at least once per year, but that streak comes to an end this year. Kevin Baxter from the Los Angeles Times states that NASCAR sold a large chunk of Auto Club's property to a company in Dallas, yet they retained 90 acres of the original property to use it to convert it into a short track. Dave Allen, NASCAR's West Region president, states that there is still not a set time or plan on NASCAR returning to Auto Club Speedway, and that the 90 acres of land is there to build a half-mile oval, quote-unquote, if they choose to do that. NASCAR has also expressed an interest in a street race in San Diego, quote-unquote, trying to keep all options open to return to Southern California. Well, based on what I'm hearing, I think they might not be going back to Auto Club, even if that is their number one option. It's already been a few years, and that place has just been nothing but crickets and construction noise. But hearing about a street circuit did remind me of the Long Beach Grand Prix street circuit, and that's a course that IndyCar regularly goes to. That could be an option that they are considering, and it might become a reality. But as far as returning to Auto Club goes, it's still uncertain to the point that we just might not see them anymore. But as with the future, we don't have a solid idea of what it holds. I mean, for all I know, we could all be wrong. With 3 wins in a row, Bell climbs to second in the standings after a DNF in the Daytona 500. Hamlin also cracks the top 10 with a close second in the previous race. Logano and Buescher also entered the top 10 in points. Wallace, Stenhouse Jr., and McDowell drop out of the top 10 as Gilliland and Chastain hover around the cutoff line. Keselowski and Gibbs continue to have an unpromising start to the season as they are well out of the playoff picture. But we probably shouldn't count them out quite yet. I would say by around the 12th race of the season, we should start to pay more attention to this. Not panic time quite yet. The quest out west comes to a conclusion with the Cup Series heading to Las Vegas for the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. With Bell riding a 3-win race streak, can he perhaps strike a jackpot and go for 4 in a row? It's a big gamble, but that's just typical Vegas behavior. There's also another important person heading there as well. Me. I'll be there to watch the race unfold in front of my eyes and try to enjoy the Vegas glamour without engaging in drinking or gambling. Yes, I know that sounds boring, but there's the Hoover Dam close by to visit, and a couple other nature points as well, but look, there's just more to life than gambling. Just for God's sakes, don't gamble away your life savings. And that does it. Desert domination, rumor addresses, dissatisfaction with penalty handouts, NASCAR's future in SoCal, and me heading to Vegas. I might have something planned to recap my trip to Vegas, but we'll just have to see how that pans out based on footage I grab, and of course, the initiative I have. Well, see you in Vegas, if you care.